For today's episode in our series on what exactly is the quantum threat to Bitcoin, we're going to be covering what our project, the QRL, is all about. We're going to cover all that and more in today's episode, so let's dive in. Hey everyone, and welcome back to this part 3 in our series on what exactly is the quantum threat to Bitcoin. In this third video of the series, we're going to be covering our project, QRL, the quantum resistant ledger, and cover how it all ties into the quantum threat. In the past 2 videos in this series, we covered addressing, and then we covered Shor's algorithm in quantum computers. So in today's episode, we're going to be covering how our project ties into all of them. So Michael Strike on our team is with us. He's the director of outreach, and he's going to dive into what our project is all about and how it ties directly to this quantum threat. Michael, it's good to have you with me.
Thanks. Okay, jump right into it. So in the first part, we covered Bitcoin digital signature algorithm, right? Or how essentially it's Bitcoin transactions are signed, right? Then we covered factorization, quantum computers, and Shor's algorithm. So we went from how the transactions work, being the one-way function, to what quantum computers do essentially when we sped right through it, what Shor's is. Now let's talk about our project and what you can do as far as a quantum computer insurance policy. So the major difference between Bitcoin and the quantum resistant ledger is instead of using a elliptical curve digital signature algorithm like in the first episode, where the difficulty of the problem becomes not being able to reverse factor those two large numbers. We don't use elliptical curve multiplication like Bitcoin does when it goes from the private to the public key. We use a hash-based signature scheme, and a hash is essentially we use a hash-based signature scheme and essentially a Merkle tree. So if you were to picture a tree upside down, it creates essentially a hash-based signature pairs. And the reason for that we use hashes is because hash-based signature schemes instead of elliptical curve multiplication signature schemes are pretty quantum resistant. There's no such thing as 100% in anything with engineering, I don't think, but hashes are being able to find that pre-image on a hash is extremely difficult. There's an algorithm, search-based algorithm called Grover's that can do it on a quantum computer, but just because it can do it doesn't mean it's efficient. It can efficiently do it. With all the ASICs and the tech that we have today, it's likely in the foreseeable future, it's going to be simpler just to be able to be able to try to reverse factor using traditional computers. Right now, to be able to find a pre-image from a hash, which is what our signature scheme is based on, there is no quantum or conventional known way in order to do this efficiently. So we've been running for 3 years. We have a lively Discord community. If you want more information, we've got more information on this YouTube channel. Jump in. And that's it. So from Bitcoin signatures to quantum computers, Shor's algorithm, and to your quantum computer solution, the QRL, that's it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. You covered it well in terms of what our project's about and kind of segueing from the addressing to Shor's quantum computers and our project. And really, there's when it comes to the quantum threat, it's really a deep rabbit hole. And just crypto and blockchain alone, there's just a plethora of information out there. So our main mission here on this YouTube channel within all our content is to help give you a better understanding so you can make better informed decisions based on what suits your desires and needs. And we just want to help you go down that rabbit hole in a way that helps you digest that information more. So if you're watching this video now, you're curious on what exactly is the quantum threat to Bitcoin, because we're all, in a sense, probably holders of various cryptos, both big and small. So what we're trying to do is just trying to give you better information. And as Michael alluded to, we have a ton of other videos on our channel that cover all sorts of things from, is Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme, to how to set up a quantum resistant hardware wallet, to building a steampunk node, and all of that and in between. So if there's any other topics, feel free to dive down your own rabbit hole. And as Michael also mentioned, feel free to join our vibrant Discord community and other social platforms to stay informed and learn a little bit more about our project. And from Michael and myself, we appreciate you watching this video series, and we look forward to providing you with valuable content moving forward. You have a great rest of the day. See ya.